Morrisville Borough Council, meeting of April 18, 2016. We'll start with a moment of silent prayer, where I'd like to remember those we've lost, followed by the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd ask now for a roll call.
Mayor David Ravella.
Here.
Vic Cicero.
Here.
Fred Kern.
Present.
Corinne Chronicle.
Fred will be running late.
Danielle Larison.
Here.
Ed Parker.
Here.
Bill Pipito.
Here.
Todd Sanford.
Here.
Debbie Smith.
Here.
Anna Zuckerman.
Here.
Sean Kilcanny.
Here.
And myself, Bob Sue.
I don't think we have any special presentations tonight. Now we will open up the hearing on the public. Joanna? We'll start with Annie Millionis.
Good evening, Annie Millionis, 140.
What? Tech team's coming.
Sorry about that. Annie Millionis, 142 West Henderson Avenue. A couple things I wanted to let you know about. First of all, for those of you who saw it on Facebook or some other way, I wanted to let you know that Audubon Birdtown awarded Morrisville an award for the broadest community involvement, and that's from Audubon, PA, and that's with other Audubon towns. So we're very proud of that. Elizabeth and the kids at the high school have worked very hard and have done a lot of work. And the borough's being recognized for that work by other Audubon bird towns. I also wanted to let you know, for those of you who saw it also in various ways, that the Morrisville Dog Park won the Bucks Happening List Best Dog Park in Bucks County. So, and just to let you know, we were up against Doylestown and Percy dog parks for that. Two dog parks that we consulted with because we were formed before them, and they called us and asked how we did that, how we had accomplished building a dog park. And the improvements are ongoing at the dog park, and we're hoping to complete them soon so that we can reopen. And we thank everyone in the public for bearing with the Friends of Morrisville Dog Park as we complete those improvements. I'm here tonight also because I just gave presentation to the MEAC about an additional improvements down at the dog park, which you should have received a review from the MEAC on those improvements. This would be all covered underneath, under the grant money that we received. We're looking to add either 1 to 2 landmark town signs. They would be of the same design that are currently in front of this building and at the library. However, my understanding is Robert Morris is on the little circle in these, and an official change was made to Summer Seat being in the little circle on top of the sign. The only other thing we're looking for is to possibly get our dog, the dog that's part of the Friends of Morrisville Dog Park logo, on the sign, either in the small in the corner or as a backdrop. And the company that does the signs for the entire state is having some internal problems. The Bucks County Open Space Board is aware of this, and so we're hoping to move forward with getting mock-ups of the design so that we can show you and get approval and what have you. But the other thing we're looking to do is incorporate the majority of the trees down there into beds with other plantings so that it will make it easier for maintenance, for mowing, and so that the trees, individual trees won't have to be mowed around or weed whacked around. And just to beautify it, to add some seasonal color and interest down there. The other reason I'm here is because I gave a presentation about plantings at the Robert Morris Plaza. I wanted to just inform you of some things to think about. The original design there incorporated more than 3 blue spruce trees in that space. They died out because of bagworm infestation, to my recollection. But I want you to know that there were evergreen trees there in the original design. Secondly, I think Morrisville is a big enough town that we could have 2 trees. I think having a tree at Borough Hall is a great thing. I think a lot of communities do that. I also know that a lot of communities have a tree in their town center. And I just wanted to let you know, I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but the very first community Christmas tree was in Bucks County. Is anyone aware of that? In 1909, the town of Percy erected the very first community Christmas tree, and it was in their town square. They beat out Washington, D.C., Rockefeller Center, Philadelphia, and every other city and town in the country. So to have a tree in a town square or a town center is a precedence that was started right here in our own county. And I think that having one down there, I'm not a political person. I don't sit on any political benches or on any political seat. If a good idea comes, and I think it's a great idea, and it's presented and other people think it's a good idea, and it makes common sense, I try and help out. And that's the way I look at this. I think there's no reason for the idea of a tree to be politicized. We should have one here at Borough Hall, but we should also have one down at Town Square, at Robert Morris Plaza. And I think everybody in town should be able to participate in decorating that. And I want to stop seeing and hearing this politicized, because I'll tell you, in Percy, the sole reason it was erected in 1909 was because a gentleman felt that a Christmas tree was too pretty to be inside and not be seen by other people to be enjoyed. And that's the same reason we should have trees here. Because it's too pretty, it's too nice, and it's something that a lot of people would like to see. And there are many other towns in this county and around this country who have more than one tree in town. I think our town can do the same thing. I hope that you will join me in that thought and give opportunity for us to be able to put aside political differences and start doing the right thing for town, for this town, to move it forward, to do good things that attract people to this town, that attract businesses to this town, that help retain families here, because there's so many wonderful and great things that we do here, and that we have learned to work together to promote this town and be a part of this town. This is not my hometown, but this is my son's hometown. It always will be. And I want it to be the best hometown for him, for his entire life. I want him to be able to look back on Morrisville as being the place that he loves and will always return to. So I'm asking you to really think about the things that I've said, and I'm asking you to really consider when you make decisions about allowing 2 trees. It makes sense. Thank you very much.
Next we have Ed Bastian.
Hi, my name is Ed Bastian. I live at 227 West Second Street, right here in Morrisville. And unfortunately, it's been brought to my attention that certain council members are using social media to criticize other council people. This is unacceptable in maintaining decorum and dignity. What we don't need or want is a verbal free-for-all on social media. This is childish behavior and needs to stop. Of course, people have differences that need to be aired out. But to insinuate a lower status with words like that ilk is an insult to council, councilperson, and supporters of the council people that are of that ilk. President of Borough Council should be one to curb this type of behavior, should it occur, and not be the perpetrator. It is a classless act for someone on council to behave this way. I am not just speaking for myself. Thank you for your time.
Good. Next we have Mike Yeager.
Hey everybody, Mike Yeager, 338 Melvin Court North. Before I get started, I just want to hand out a flyer to everybody real quick. All right, so I just wanted to announce to everyone, and I know I mentioned this in the last meeting, but it wasn't as in-depth of a understanding of what this event was going to be. So on May 21st, 2016, between 9 a.m. and 1:30 p.m., will be an event called Hands Across the Canal Path. This event is the 30th anniversary celebration of Hands Across America. At this event, there's going to be a food drive for Interfaith Food Alliance. There's going to be live music. There's going to be food. There's going to be an age trivia contest. We're going to have some local vendors there. At 9 a.m., we're going to have a youth fishing tournament. This youth fishing tournament is for children 15 and under. There will be 2 prizes awarded. Both prizes were donated by HL Live Bait and Tackle on Bridge Street. One of the big raffle items that we just got confirmation of today, which we're pretty excited about, is an air conditioning system. This appliance is donating an air conditioner to be raffled off. Now, all of the raffles, all the money generated from the raffles, I should say, is going to go to Interfaith Food Alliance to help with their mission of feeding the local residents and the local needy. The reason why we, meaning the Rotary, decided to do it that way is because Hands Across America, the original idea was to bring a consciousness and awareness and raise money for the needy. So we're looking to do that in our own town. I'm hoping to get everyone's support. If we can get this on the borough website, I'd be happy to, the borough TV channel. I'd be happy to email a copy of a flyer, a little toned down from this so it's not as much information. But I'd like to see everybody come out there, because this was a day 30 years ago when everybody put all of their differences aside and they grabbed each other's hands and they stood up for something important, which was helping their neighbors. So I hope everybody can see their way clear to doing that. Thank you.
Next we have Jay Berger.
Good evening, Jane Berger, 90 West Maple Avenue. On the agenda tonight, under new business is 10A, the resolution to approve the Cafe Antonio request to acquire an economic development liquor license. I hope council is all on board with that and that you will support it. It's permissible. It's a wonderful restaurant that's been here for quite a long time and had the opportunity to be there. I think this type of a liquor license can only enhance that and certainly won't cause any concerns to the borough. It's not like other townships have nuisance bars they would rather not have. This would be a positive thing, I think, to help Antonio even become more successful than he is. So I want to ask you to support that. I was at the agenda meeting last Tuesday, and there was discussion of some boards, committees of council, and whatever. And I just want to clarify, since none of you in the room are up and over on council when these 2 specific resolutions were adopted by council. And I do want to thank Councilman Parker because I did have a chance to share after the meeting last Tuesday some of the history. When Thomas Wisnowski was the mayor, and Chris Nancy was on the council then as well, as was I, we established by resolution an Arts and Events Committee. And the membership of that was the mayor, I think 3 council people. We had a park warden at the time that was on because of security and transportation and logistics in the park, representatives from the Economic Development Corporation, and Recreation Advisory Board. Rather than reinventing the wheel or doing something new, I would just suggest you pull up that resolution and look at it, and if that no longer meets your needs in terms of membership, then by all means, do an amending resolution, depending what changes. That committee would make recommendations regarding events, and would certainly coordinate with the borough, calendar with other events to make sure there were no conflicts. And the events would have a budget, and they would kind of share where it was coming from. When we started with this, it was the last year of Senator Conti's term in Harrisburg, and I think the first year of Mr. McElhenney, we received state grants, and then there was a foundation, Mike Sherlock Foundation, that helped fund the Jazz Festival at that time. There were grants for other things. As we know, grants for the same activity don't go on in perpetuity. They hope you find other ways to sustain that. So one thing with the Arts and Events Committee, they would look at all the events suggested from the park, see what a budget would be, see whether there'd be other sources of fund, see where any of these would be borough-sponsored events. Borough co-sponsoring events takes care of the glamorous things like the insurance. You do the rider, wouldn't charge for security or porta potties, or the public works cleanup. That was our contribution to a total event. And that was done, fair and consistent among all the events that were there. We didn't single out one would get support or not the other one. So you may want to look at that resolution and bring it up to date, get rid of it, change it, or modify it however you need to. The other one was the Recreation Advisory Board. And I'll emphasize the word advisory board. It wasn't a recreation board established under this section of the Borough Code, which has different parameters and membership requirements and whatnot. It was advisory board. It was 7 members. They were all members of the community. If there was a member of council that was on, I think there was a member of the community that subsequently became on council, or a council member could be on, but it definitely was a committee of residents that were interested in moving forward and working with the borough on recreation ideas, enhancements, or whatever. Again, that was by resolution, and for a lot of discussion of whether you need, want, or whatever, look at the resolution. And if you decide, if you want it, that's fine. If you want to tweak it, that's fine. If you're going in a different direction, then, just get rid of the resolution. The one thing that really did concern me was hearing, oh, that's been suspended. Well, you don't know that you really want to take actions on this board to suspend committees when you really have another legal and perhaps a more appropriate way to look at the needs of this council with various committees and working with the community for the betterment of Morrisville. And there are so many ways, and we've heard some already this evening, about how we can all work to make Morrisville a better place. One final thing, just a reminder, when you go into an exec session for personnel, you really have to give a one-liner of what it's about. And I'll use an example that doesn't apply to Morrisville because we have no concerns with public works employees. But as an example, from another area, that somebody saw something in a car was swiped and thought of our employee did it. So the executive session, for you to discuss a complaint against an employee. Doesn't mean they did, doesn't mean they didn't. You don't get anything identifying, but you would do that if you're looking to talk about agreements. Obviously, collective bargaining is this category all into its own. But I called that to you, and Mr. Kilkenny, there was a court case. This is just out of Jane Berger, or PSAB. It was Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court decision, Reading Eagle Company versus, and I'll give this to you, Council 627A2. This is the court site that the agency has to give the reason, and these were explanatory. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jane. Next we have Bill Setzer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Setzer, 806 Crown Street. I'm the chairperson of the Morrisville BAC. I primarily came here tonight to thank all the 30 people that came out to the Riverfront Preserve cleanup on Saturday. It was really a great event. The fact that there was 30 people made the work really light in comparison to previous efforts. So that is fantastic. We had several borough council members. We had Debbie Smith, Fred Kerner, Ted Parker, and Anna, our junior council person, also came out. So that was really nice of you. And I also wanted to mention that on the last Saturday of April, which I believe is the 30th, is the Greystone cleanup at our Greystone Preserve. It's a wooded preserve on the northeast end of town, at the corner of Crown Street and Highland Avenues. And we hope lots of people come out to that too. And we've been doing that for 15 years. We've made great progress, and it's very nice to show the borough and the community that people do care about having these sort of things. They're real treasures for our community, real amenities. Those were my two primary reasons for coming out. I also came out in case you were having any discussion on the two proposals that the Beautification Committee and the Dog Park had brought forth, and which we reviewed at our meeting last Thursday night. And I think our written comment makes our opinions on it very clear. I'm a little puzzled by Ms. Miliones' insinuation that there's any political aspect to it. I can assure all of you that EAC never evaluates anything on the basis of who's supporting it or there's some kind of political aspect. It's all just based on a more environmental approach. We don't take any of that political interest in who's supporting it. I don't even know who supports it, this or that for sure. But I can tell you this, it seems to me if there is somehow some political factions, one wants doesn't want to go to the Christmas tree they have here, so they have to have their own. So what does this boil down to? There's going to be like, that's divisive. I have nothing against having more than one Christmas celebration. It's a small site. We believe, the EAC believes that an evergreen will sort of overwhelm that site and the other plants you put in. And so that is our only concern about the evergreen.
Is that true of any evergreen or the evergreen that was selected?
Well, we don't know whichever, no definite exact evergreen has been selected. Ms. Miliones did tell us she had a lot of trouble finding evergreens to her that suited her for the dog park, so I don't know how she'll go about finding the perfect evergreen for that site. But, you know, I hope you all read it, but we had other concerns too. One of our two other major concerns is the water situation. That's probably the main reason that's led to the demise of the previous gardens. Lack of watering and lack of maintenance. And the other thing is the potential in the installation or even in further maintenance of it, the potential for some damage to the wall and the plaza itself, or even the statue or the memorial bricks. So I hope you read it. I think we made it very clear, and we actually like the idea of gardens around town and at municipal points, but those are our recommendations, and there's nothing political about them. I'll stay for a while in case you have any other questions.
Thank you. Next we have Madeline Jones.
Good evening, Madeline Jones, Hillcrest Avenue, Morrisville Borough. I was not going to speak this evening. I wanted to come and listen, but after climbing the steps and the staircase for 2.5 hours, 2.5 days, I figured I'd come up and speak. Anyhow, so I put my name on the list, and as I came in, I was a bit early, and I looked at everyone. I believe David I met at one of the Memorial Day parades at the firehouse some time back, and everyone else I don't know, and I don't even know your position because you don't have signs up. Who the solicitor is? Fred? Right, okay. I did have a gentleman here who kind of pointed some of the name plaques out, but it would just be for consideration at some point perhaps to have some type of name plaques. Not name plaques, what am I trying to say? Title, thank you for that. It's been a long day, I've not been home. And I got talking hands across the canal path. Please, everyone support it. Every single person up there and on the side room should be out there that day supporting it. And I see there are the bait and tackle shop. We should be supporting that shop. And then also Squirrel's Nest Cafe and anybody else that is involved in this. We should be out there supporting their businesses also. And I too, I'd like to second Jane Berger's reference to the resolution. to approve Cafe Antonio's liquor license, please, for consideration. Thank you for your time, and I wasn't sure how much time I had to talk, so I'll keep it brief this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes public comment, unless anyone else.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry, Bill, I skipped right over you.
I know you do.
It was not intentional.
I know.
Think twice as long as you like.
Bill Farrell, 347 North Pennsylvania Avenue. I haven't been here for the last couple of months, fortunate or unfortunate for some of you people. You ever heard an old saying, a bad penny shows up? I'm here. When I was here the last couple of months ago, there was a big hoopla about one of the council members calling the police chief. It was back and forth and back and forth. Protocol was mentioned, chain of command, I know all that stuff. I have a question. People come to me. They won't come to this council and ask questions because they don't get common courtesy. People look at them like they're just off a spaceship from Mars. So my point is, somebody comes to me, what should I tell them? Go see this one, go see that one, go see that one, or what do we do? What is the proper protocol for these people?
Police issues?
No,
No.
not just police issues, there's other issues with borough issues. What do I tell them to see?
Depends on the issue. If it's a police issue, we
I
go
understand,
straight to the chief, and any other borough issue, I would say.
but guess what?
Borough offices.
A lot of these people won't come here because they've heard about what goes on at this meetings.
They don't come to meetings,
No,
to the office.
go to the office, whatever. It seems they don't want to go there anywhere to get because they have fear of somebody to go down or somebody will retaliate. That's them. I don't care. I go down there, if you retaliate to me, be my guest. I could care less. There's elections coming up. 2 in the 1st ward, 1 in the 3rd ward, 1 in the 4th ward, and the mayor. I've been hearing rumors around town. I'm not going to tell you what the rumors are, but I will keep track of what's going on. At some point in the future, I'm going to let you know who's who. At that point, get out and vote. I see this, I look at the Borough Council, and it reminds me of, I look up there, I see a couple clones. They're not identical clones. They're people that have been there for a short period, long period of time. They think the same. They can't think for themselves. About time you think for yourself. And relative to that hoopla about the member calling the police chief was a whole ruckus. The following week, a crossing guard down in Jersey, there was snow on the ground. She was at the corner. She called the person, the police person, who wasn't there. She called the mayor. They suspended her 3 days. What a sweet group. Maybe they should have suspended those borough council 3 days for doing something like that. She was concerned about the safety because the kids were out on the road. This is the kind of stuff that annoys me. First and foremost, all you council members are private citizens. Second, you're an elected official. Keep that in mind. I'm a private citizen. I'm not an elected official. But you are a private citizen first. And second, you're a second elected official. And you have every right to pursue as a private citizen. So I don't want to hear this crap about, hey, now, you're a private citizen first. The other thing is, you council people work for the people in Morrisville. I don't work for you. You work for the people in Morrisville. That's who you work for. They don't work for you. You work for them. They elected you. The final thing is, I'll give you a little something to laugh about. I recently went to a dinner down at the Elks, right, Victor? I went down there and I met some of the people I know, some I don't know. So, and I always said, if you can't laugh at yourself, don't be laughing at anybody else. That's not who I am. So, I was down there and I'm walking around, doing my usual, whatever I do. And I went down to a table, and when you walk in, put your name on the name tag. I go down to the table, and I see somebody with my name on it. I'm saying, somebody in this town wants to be me? Are you kidding me? So I laughed about it, joked about it, it was funny, but I remedied it. I went back up, I got a blank tag and put their name on it. But I did say to the person, be careful. People are going to think I'm you and you're me. And I want people thinking you're me, because that would ruin my reputation. So that's just a little something funny. Right, Vic? So everybody have a good summer, enjoy the weather, whatever. And I'm glad to see you back, Tex. I haven't seen you for a while. But I missed a couple meetings because I had other things going on, so have a good night.
Thank you, Bill. Sorry to miss out. We are moving on to the approval of minutes, which we have none, and then we will tackle reports, starting with the manager's report.
No report at this time.
Solicitor's report.
Thank you very much, President Turner. We've been working with the administration on several issues, mostly right-to-know issues, some general code issues, and just trying to help Mr. Subi take the reins here and clear up any remaining issues.
I believe the engineer is absent tonight. So we don't have an engineer's report. And do we have a mayor's report?
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, President Turner. April 2nd was the annual canal cleanup in Morrisville. I want to thank our community volunteers, Boy Scouts Troop 3, Chief Clay, Councilman Parker, Mike Cooper, who works for the Public Works, several members of the IBW came out and gave up the first day of canal season to help the cleanup. Weather wasn't very cooperative. We all got pretty wet towards the end there. I also wanted to thank Ron Shees. Ron had been working for the borough for many years and has been instrumental in maintaining Morrisville's portion of the canal for many, many years. So before the cleanup began, I actually thought it was fitting and surprised Ronnie. I gave him a proclamation of gratitude on behalf of the borough for all his help. And his help clearly extends after his retirement because he was back again this year. I wanted to make note of that. Also, tomorrow night, there's a public meeting here in this room at 7 o'clock. I hope anyone, if your schedule allows, you can come out if you're interested in learning more about the Morrisville Community CAM program. So please stop by and you get to learn a little bit more firsthand of how we have envisioned this program. Also, it's April, and April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. With increasing technology that allows drivers to make phone calls and send text messages, emails, and even update their social media while driving. However, all of these actions are proven to increase the risk of crash while driving. The National Safety Council observes April as Distracted Driving Awareness Month to help bring attention to just this, and as well as other important things. I like to remind people that the weather's getting very nice, so you have children playing, you have motorcycles out there, you have Morrisville's very dog pet friendly, and people are walking their dogs. So please be aware and keep an eye out for everyone while you're driving. That is the extent of my reports.
Dave? Very comprehensive, so it's a good thing we don't have any.
Mr. President, I could ask you, we received in our packet the minutes for the 21st of March, so we're not approving them this month, we're doing them next month?
I don't know, they're not on the agenda, so I wasn't prepared to.
Oh, maybe I didn't look up, I'm just saying, okay.
There was more time to review them. And then after the absent police chief's report, we have a junior council person.
I'd like to start out saying that we've begun the fourth quarter at Morrisville, which means we're on the home stretch, which we're all very excited about. And I'd like to also bring attention to the fact that the past 2 weeks, or this past week and this week, the elementary and middle schoolers are doing their PSSA testing. They spend all year getting ready for them, and we're wishing them all luck. And for the high school students, this is testing season for us too. So if any of you have teenage kids, if they're grumpy, it's because we have ACTs and SATs coming up. So wish us luck with that, because those are important for us. I have 2 notes of congratulations. First to the students that went to the FBLA States the last week, especially Matthew Jacobs, who came in 2nd place for cybersecurity and will be going to nationals in Atlanta, Georgia this summer. So we all wish him good luck and congratulations on that. And also congratulations to the middle school student government. They held a car show last Friday, which was very successful. And the student band EFM was featured at that show and did very well too. And last but not least, baseball season is in full swing, and anyone is welcome to come to any of the games, home or away, at any point. The next home games for baseball and softball, there is a varsity baseball game tomorrow against Devon Prep at 3:45. The games are at Williamson Park. And the next softball game is the next day on Wednesday, 3:45 versus Mass Charter. So we hope you all can come out and support the teams. Thank you.
Before you sit down, I would also like to say congratulations to Anna Zuckerman. She was a YWCA Teen Volunteer of the Award, Teen Volunteer of the Year for Morrisville High School. So I'd just like everybody to give her a
And then moving on to finance, we have 8A, motion to pay the bills.
General fund, $173,323.81. Street lighting fund, $7,576.25. Fire fund, $2,066.87. Library fund, $5,161.31. Recreation fund, $13,738.22. Sinking fund, $55,670.26. Street fund, $5,070.82. EMS fund, $206.88. State highway fund, $682.76. Borough Morrisville Jones fund, $648.64. Borough Morrisville Peace fund, a Peace fund is $1,954.83. The Clifton Homes Inc. is $5,058.44, for a total of $272,059.19. Since last meeting, $39,153.39, for a grand total of $311,212.58.
I have a motion to pay those bills.
Second.
Ted, seconded by Corinne. Any discussion on the bills?
Yeah, I have some discussion. On report date 04/07/16 TL-1603 on page 3. I am abstaining on voting for any invoices for the vendor Sanford Motors Ltd. due to family member conflict of interest. Invoice number 012184 for the sum of $528.97, and invoice number 012195 for the sum of $685.34.
Councilor Sanford, as well as disclosing the conflict as you did properly, you're supposed to also do that in writing.
We got it settled.
And,
Great, on top.
Yep.
So noting that one abstention, is there any other comments?
I just have a question. First page, American Health Casualty Services, and there's 5 entries on the bill list. It says additional premium due from audit. I don't know if that's something that the audit found. Is it from 2015 or 2016 that's owed?
Now, I believe it's 2016.
2016, it just, it was short
That
payment?
was a premium.
Because it was, I looked it up, it's for workman's comp, that's what I'm asking.
Oh,
Because it says it's due from the audit.
we'll check into that for you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Smith.
Okay.
Any other questions on the bills? Roll call?
Mr. Cicero. Yes. Mr. Kern.
Yes.
Ms. Chronicle.
Yes.
Mrs. Larison.
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Pepitone.
Yes.
Mr. Sanford.
Yes.
Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
Passes 8-0 with abstention. We have no unfinished business, so moving on to new business, we have 10A, a resolution to approve Cafe Antonio Pizzeria and Restaurant to acquire an economic development restaurant liquor license from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board for premises located at 107 East Trenton Avenue, Morrisville, Pennsylvania, 19067. So moved.
Second.
I heard Todd or Ted and Todd. Ted with the first and Todd with the second, I believe. I also heard Corinne, but I think we did this third. Any discussion on this motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 8-0. Next we have 10B, a motion to designate an official voting delegate and alternate delegate for the 105th General Assembly of Boroughs from June 6th to the 8th of 2016. The designated voting delegate is appointed for the purpose of electing the officers of the association and voting on proposed resolutions and policies. Suppose we need to designate someone.
We just nominate?
Yeah, just give me some nominations.
I nominate Debbie Smith. As the primary.
We'll handle the primary first, any nominations for the primary, and then we'll move on to the alternate. Do we have any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other volunteers? Any other nominations? Okay, all those in favor of Debbie Smith as our delegate for the PSAB General Assembly of Boroughs from
Do
June.
you want it, Dave? You want to do it?
Oh, I guess, yeah. Do you accept that nomination? She accepts? Do a roll call or voice vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 8-0. Now, since no one wanted to be the designate, would anyone like to be the alternate?
I thought Todd was going. I think Todd
Don't
came
go.
down, the only
Would
two
you like to
going.
be the alternate in case Debbie?
Unless anybody else is
I
going.
would accept that, yeah. Nominate.
The nomination of Todd. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All those in favor of Todd Sanford as our alternate delegate, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 8-0. Congratulations, Debbie and Ted. Todd. Every time I write Ted, I spell it with 2 D's too. Now we have 10C.
I just want to remind everyone that they have to sign the resolution after the meeting.
Okay. The delegates then.
For the, I'm sorry.
10C.
10C. And for this next.
Okay. We have 10C, a motion to approve the designation of Asian resolution for the January 2016 snowstorm 4267 as required in order to apply for financial assistance. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Yeah, one D. Any discussion on that motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 8-0.
Again, I need everyone's signature on council.
Excuse me, President Kerner, I know there were 2 items for possible executive session that may require action later by Borough Council. I believe one related to litigation and the possible settlement of a lawsuit.
Okay.
And the second was a personnel issue related to a personnel training.
Make a motion that we move to executive session now in case there's anything we need to vote on. Reopen public comment at that point, and then continue the meeting. It is 8:15.